Well, hello there, everybody. I hope you all are doing well today. Welcome out to another rousing edition of the Weekly. I'm glad that you've taken a few minutes to join in and to find out what's coming up here in the next few weeks with the FBM worship team. This is your update video for Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. And I have, we've got a really great episode planned here. Great in that it's going to include a lot of information for our fall festival, which is less than 2 weeks away. We're about 11 days from it now. And so I've got a lot I want to walk through there and talk about. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into it. If you are watching this video, I'm pulling up here a link that might be helpful. If you're watching this video after the fact and you're watching on YouTube, it's probably the same, probably a similar feature on Facebook. But if you're watching on YouTube, let me encourage you, since there is quite a bit of information here, go over to this, hit your settings button and go over to playback speed and turn that thing up to like 1.5, anywhere between 1.5 and 2 times speed. That'll help you get through all the information that I have here for you much more quickly. Most of you are probably familiar with that. That's kind of a common feature now on content platforms. But anyway, turn that speed up and let's get flying through this information here quick. So today, most of the show is going to be dedicated to the Fall Festival. There are a couple of other things that I want to make sure are on your radar, and I'll touch on those before the end. So let's go through Fall Festival. The last 6 to 8 weeks, I have been taking time in the episodes to do a big, aerial view of what the grounds are going to look like. I've talked about parking and how to walk, how to get from the back parking lot. We call it the E lot. It's the parking lot that's behind the high school. I've talked about where to park there and how to get through the building. I've talked about where the stage is going to be set up. We've gone through the itinerary. We've gone through the orders of service. We've done all of that in the previous weeks. And we are going to do it this week, and we'll probably do it again next week. So if you've been through all of that and you feel good with all that information, you can go ahead and skip forward to the next section. In the next section, I'm going to talk about blockout dates. So you can jump forward to that. Just look at the timestamp below and go through that. However, if you've not been keeping up with that information, or even if you have and you just need a good refresher, I'm going to fly through all of that information here really quickly. So first thing I want to do, let's go over here to SketchUp and take a look at the grounds layout. I'm going to talk about things that won't change from day to day, okay? So first of all, something that won't change from day to day is the location of the stage and location of front of house. We'll be here in the C lot. And just to help you get your bearings, this is the main entrance here of the building. This is kind of over where the chapel is, and this is the middle school right here. Main entrance, which main entrance will be closed throughout the weekend. So this will be helpful information if you don't know that. Set up on this parking lot, the stage will be facing north, which is toward the top of the screen, and then front of house will be located about 80 feet off the main stage. When you arrive on Saturday for rehearsal, whether you're here early in the morning for the worship night rehearsal, or if you're here early in the morning for the Sunday rehearsal, or if you're coming later for the worship night rehearsal, both of these things will be accurate. Come in over here at Lakeview Acres. Unfortunately, I've lost any way to kind of point on the screen. So sorry about that, guys. Let me see if I can figure out how to get some type of pointer. Can't find it. Anyway, let me just talk and illustrate as we go along. Right here is Lakeview Acres coming out of the roundabout. Come down here to the first entrance off of Lakeview Acres, and this is what we call Lot D. It's right in front of the middle school and the high school, which sits at an angle down here. You can stop up here in Lot D, drop your stuff at the stage. All right, this is when you arrive for rehearsal. Then get back in your car, come out the second. It'll be functioning as an exit. This exit right here, coming off of Lot D. and then take a left on Lakeview Acres, and then go down to the third entrance of the property off of Lakeview Acres. Come snake your way around this S curve here and come back to what we call Lot E. It's back behind the high school. You'll see a big playground here right after the parking lot. This is where you'll park for the whole weekend. Okay, so make sure you know where that is. Make sure you know how to get to it. Once you park, here's a short video to show you how to get through the building. And if you need that video again, just check the links below or check in the description if you're on Facebook, and I'll also put them in the email. But that will give you the access to that video. So if you park and you're like, I wonder what that video showed again, just hit that up. There will also be signs to guide you through. It shouldn't be that big of a deal, but it is different, and a lot of you don't frequent the middle school and the high school, and so this will be helpful to know how to get between the buildings. Okay, good. The other thing you need to know: Sunday morning, whenever you come in, you'll want to drop your stuff again, but we're all going to meet up here. Actually, Saturday and Sunday morning both. We're all going to meet up in Craft Services for breakfast. I know some of you may say, I'll eat before I come, or I don't really eat breakfast or whatever. I still want you there at the call time in Craft Services, just so I know everyone's there and that we're all on the same page. We'll talk about the itinerary here in just a minute. I'm not going to go through all the additional information about the grounds layout here. I've done that in previous videos. So if you need that information, just go back and check out some of the other updates and look for the fall festival section. I think last week, actually, I went through a lot of that stuff. But these are the highlights. Main thing that you need to know: the main entrance will be closed for the whole weekend, so don't even try to come in there. If you need to, you can come off of 162 here. This driveway will be open all the way back here to Lot E, or what's even easier is come around to Lakeview Acres, go to the third entrance to the property back here, and then come on over to Lot E here. Okay, very good. So next thing we need to talk about, let's go through the orders of service again, and then we'll touch on the itinerary, okay? So this is for Saturday. This is for the worship night, which will start at 4:00 p.m. We've got here Glorious Day, Yahweh to open up our worship night. Tom will then come and do a short welcome in this section. And then I will have our worship leaders leading the congregation in reading some scriptures. Worship leaders, if you're watching this, make sure that you're working through those scriptures, okay? I'll show you, if you click on, so this first scripture here from Romans 8, if you click on that scripture and you go here to the section called Detail, let me take my face away. There we go. You go to this section called Detail. You'll see I've included the text for all of those scriptures in there. Okay, so be sure to take a look at that and check that out. That's for every single scripture. The next, after the Romans 8 scripture, we'll go down to God is for us, and this is our God. And then Aaron Breimer is going to come and lead a prayer for our community and for our congregation. I've asked him to take 2 to 3 minutes and pray throughout the evening. And then we'll do a short video transition from Psalm 16. We're then into Christ, our hope in life and death, led by Mallory. Then we'll have another scripture, all of Psalm 91 here. Trust in God, Jesus paid it all. Psalm 150, led by Amanda, and then closing things out with great things. I've planned about 45 minutes in that service. We're going to have families and kids, and it's going to be a big kind of mix of demographic there as far as age range is concerned. So to accommodate attention spans and we're getting close to mealtime there with kids. We're going to keep that worship night as focused as possible and keep it in nice and tight, under an hour there. Okay, let's go over to the Sunday morning plan. This is for the one service at 10 o'clock a.m. that morning. I mentioned in previous weeks that we're going to do 15 minutes of pre-service music leading up to the start of the service at 10 a.m. So this will start around 9:45. We'll do You Have Made Me Glad, Christ, led by Elizabeth, Christ is All in All, led by Amanda Ballard, and then New Name Written Down in Glory, led by Amanda Rankin. We've done all three of those. I think we've done all three of them more than once. However, we don't do them very often, so make sure to give those some extra attention in your prep. I'm also going to have Cindy do 2 different spots of announcements leading up to the hour. And Cindy, if you're watching this, I'll give you a rundown of what I want those announcements to be. Essentially, it's going to be just kind of... the announcements are less important. What's more important is just engaging people early, so that they, as they're showing up, it's not just, pre-service music playing and they don't really know what to expect. I want them to have kind of that personal contact from the early moments of when people will start to show up. Okay. So after New Name Written Down in Glory, I think I am going to throw a call to worship in this section right here, but then we'll jump right in with Joe leading praise in the key of G, and then Rejoice. Actually, I think Joe leads praise in A. I don't remember. Sorry, I'm questioning myself now. If that needs to change, I'll let you know. But then we'll go straight into Rejoice, led by Elizabeth in the key of E. We then have, no, my brain caught up. Joe leads it in the key of G. Sorry about that. We'll then have Cindy come back up. We'll do another welcome spot. And then we'll do All I Have Is Christ and Firm Foundation back to back. We are going to do, for those of you who have been with the team for a while or have been at the church before 2020, we used to do a dedicated offertory spot in our services. So we would have ushers come forward and pass baskets. This was a regular part of our service. And during that time, we would usually play some type of feature piece that wasn't like a congregational participation type of song. We're bringing that back for this one service right here. To make sure that people have an opportunity to give as a part of the service. We'll then do the bumper. This is this series that we're doing, the book. We're going to still be in this series, so that will be the bumper that rolls right here. And then Tom will bring that morning's message. Following the message, we'll go into the invitation, and we'll have Amanda leading Christ, the Sure and Steady Anchor. And then we will do a reprise of praise. I've not put together what that edit is going to look like. It'll be an abridged version of it, but I'll put that together. I'll kind of let you guys know. If you're prepped to do praise up here, you'll be fine down here, and they will be in the same key. I'm just going to fix that now before we even keep going. There you go. My errors are on display for the whole world to see, right? Okay, great. So that's a rundown of the orders of service. All of those are in Planning Center. They really haven't changed much, other than the key, as you can see, the last couple of weeks. Okay, let's jump now to, what do I want to do? Itinerary. That's what I want to do next. I would like to walk through the itinerary of Saturday and Sunday. Now, we are doing stage setup on Friday, but we have some stagehands coming in to help out with that. If you would like to help, please reach out to me. And if you have reached out to me and I've either not touched bases with you or whatever, or I've forgotten, tell me again. It would be just a good reminder for me to have, and I'll add your name to a list to make sure we're all on the same page there. But let's talk about Saturday and Sunday, because that's going to affect most of you. All right, back over here to the order, and let's bump this up here to 200. Okay, so I'm talking about Saturday. The call time Saturday morning is 8 o'clock a.m. As I've mentioned in previous videos, I want everyone in the tent ready at 8 o'clock a.m. That means that you've unloaded your car, you've set your stuff up on stage, you're kind of ready. So you probably need to back up your arrival time, quite a bit to make sure that you can be in the tent ready to go at 8 o'clock a.m. We will then, we'll have breakfast together, and then we will be on stage, everybody on stage ready to go at 8:30 a.m. This is going to, we're starting from zero here with the sound. And so we need a good runway for our sound check. I'm dedicating about an hour and a half to 2 hours of this rehearsal for sound check, and even at that, we're gonna have to book it. We're really gonna have to fly through that sound check and make sure that we're solid. Okay, so please don't be late. Please make sure that we are all on time and ready to go. Okay, so sound check and rehearsal at 8:30 a.m. That will be a 3-hour time slot there. The worship night team is going to arrive at 11 a.m. So if you're not on Sunday morning as well, which there's, in order to give everybody who wanted to participate an opportunity to plug in, I'm doing two different, a different team for Saturday and Sunday for a lot of folks. So, anyway, sound check, call time for the worship night team is at 11 o'clock a.m. Everyone will do lunch together at 11:30, and then we will turn around at noon to do the worship night rehearsal. The main thing is, I know that this day is pretty tightly scheduled, and we need to really stick to that schedule as closely as possible. I want you all to have fun. I want you to have a good time, but I also want you to think about what's coming next throughout the day and anticipate that. Okay, make sure that we're not having to run you down or track you down or figure out like why is only half the team here and it's 5 minutes after when we need to start. That's really just not going to work for for this event. So keep the schedule in your mind. Keep thinking ahead about what's coming next. All right, so then we have the Fall Festival, which is like the family festival, I should say. This is where we're going to have inflatables and we're going to have some food trucks and just a lot of fun things for families over on Lot B, which is the main lot out in the front. And then 4 o'clock p.m., we will have our worship night. Okay, after worship night, everybody's welcome to come for dinner over in the craft services tent. Sunday morning, call time is 7:30 a.m. Again, make sure equipment's dropped off and that you are here and ready to go. In the tent at 7:30 a.m. for breakfast. Sound check and rehearsal will happen again at 8 o'clock a.m. We'll do a complete run through the service. 9:15, we will do our pre-service production meeting, and then 9:45, we take the stage with our pre-service music and announcements. And then 10 o'clock a.m. on Sunday, we will have our service. Lunch will happen at 11:30, which I've talked about. We're going to do a cookout. Our men's ministry is doing a cookout, so definitely everybody hang out, have some lunch, and then I need everybody to stick around afterwards to help load out the stage. It should take 2.5 to 3 hours to load everything out with the stage and the equipment. But it really is, this is an all hands on deck type of event. We need lots of hands. Let me reiterate that, because this is super important. We need lots of hands to help load the stage out on Sunday afternoon. So please don't plan to leave, plan to be there. Now, I understand everybody's got, challenges in their schedule. So if you can't be there, please reach out to me ASAP and let me know that you're not going to be able to stay. Or if you can only stay for part of the time, reach out to me and let me know that as well. Okay, very good. Well, I think that should be just about everything as it relates to the Fall Festival. Next, or at least as it relates to the actual days of the Fall Festival. I've got another section here that I want to talk about in just a moment. But next, I want to remind you, I believe Sheila sent out emails yesterday about this. Blockout dates for November and December, they are coming up very soon. And actually right now, you need to be submitting your blockout dates for November and December. And I think your deadline is Sunday. I believe that's what she gave you as far as deadline on that. So make sure those get submitted. Then starting next Monday, your team leaders will be putting together your schedule through the end of 2023. Isn't that wild? What is going on here? Boy, life is a vapor. All right. Y'all ready to get depressed? Just kidding. Anyway, let's get back on track here. This is serious. This is serious stuff here. So, blockout dates for November and December. Let me roll real quick here. It's been a little while since we've rolled our how-to video on Blockout Dates. I know we've got a few new people that it might be helpful for. Take a look. On the Planning Center online mobile app, what you'll want to do is open up Planning Center on your device. I have an iPhone here, but you could also do this on an iPad or any Android device that you're using. Open up the Planning Center app. It should default open to plans. All you have to do is on the bottom left-hand corner, hit schedule. You'll see there toward the top on the left side, it says add blockout. All you have to do is tap that. Here's also a feature. If you are set up as a household, you and your spouse, say you guys are going to be out together, all you have to do is tap their name, and you see how Kelsey highlighted there. You can add a blockout date for both of you. If you and your spouse are both in Planning Center, and if you'd like to use that feature, all you have to do is reach out to me, and I'd be happy to set that up for you. But for now, I'll turn that off. First thing you do is go to the start date of your blockout date. Let's say I'm going to be out the first week of November. So what I'd want to do is go to November. I believe the first this year is on a Monday. And so all I'd have to do is put in November 1st. And I'd want that to end maybe the next weekend. So I'll put it through November 7th or November 8th, whatever makes sense. And then come down here, you can put a reason, that's your frequency. Let's say you're out the first Sunday of every month. You can set up a frequency there. But for most of the time, blockout dates are just one-offs. And then your reason, all you have to do is tap down here and you can say out of town, you can say on vacation. For those of you who serve elsewhere and you want to block out those dates, you could say, serving on the security team, or serving with the student ministry, or missions meeting, however that makes sense. And then if you press the check mark there, you'll see under your blockout dates now, you have all of your dates in there. And should you ever need to adjust one of those, you can just tap on the blockout date, and I'm going to delete this one. You can just hit blockout. This Sunday, October 8th, following the third service, we are going to do, in about a 15 to 20 minute window, we are going to do a loadout time of prepping our equipment and transferring equipment down to the chapel for the fall festival. This is another all hands on deck moment here. So I need all of you to stick around after the service. Again, if you're watching this and you're serving this weekend and you can't make that, please let me know ASAP, because this is a really important thing that we're going to need. We're going to need a lot of hands because there's quite a few things to do. But if we can get everybody to help, we can get this done in about a 15 to 20 minute window here. Real quick, let me show you what it is we need to do. So this is our this is kind of the equipment list here. We've got music equipment that needs to go out, and then we've also got production equipment. So bass cabinet and bass head, all the bass stuff, that kind of makes sense. The LR Bags acoustic stuff, the electric guitar amp, both keyboards, the keyboard stand, guitar stands, instrument cables, music stands. I wanted to mention this. This is for the horn section. Horns, do not take down your music stands that have your mics and your lights and everything on them. Keep those there. We should have enough music stands in storage for all of you to have stands out there without taking down what we already have. But I want to make sure we have at least 12 music stands to take out. And then horns, grab your instrument stands too. And Dennis knows what these are, and I think he knows where they're located. But this is the plexiglass music shields. These are little pieces of plexiglass that set on top of your stand and go over the music. That way, if it's windy out there, they won't blow away. And actually, as I'm saying this, I'm going to add... I'll add to this list. We have a cart of sandbags, and so let's take those out. That way you can put a sandbag at the bottom of your stand as well. Production equipment, camera platforms, those will all have to come down. Excuse me there. Then there's a bunch of other stuff on the camera side here. This is a lot of this camera stuff. Randy J is going to be leading his team with that. So if you're on the camera team, connect with Randy J, and he'll be able to walk you through that. And then there's just some generic stuff here. Though we're going to be using our mobile wireless in-ear monitor rack, and then a couple of wired IEM packs. Okay, so as you can see, there's a big list here of stuff, but the more people we have, the quicker that goes. I linked this list in the description below, so if you want that, like on Sunday morning as we're doing things, if you want to pull that up in a digital on your digital device or whatever, you can do that, and you can start just checking items off there. Yeah, and also linked below is the Fall Festival itinerary, the tutorial, the lot E to lot C tutorial, and everything like that. Okay, final thing for today. I know we're going long, but appreciate you guys sticking in there with me. Final thing for today, let's talk through the service for this Sunday over here at on Planning Center. We're going to do Yahweh pre-service. Now we're doing a 3-minute cut of this song. So essentially we're pulling out like a verse and a chorus section. Listen to the attached PDF. You can also see here on the sequence, it'll show you the section that we're playing. But listen to the attached, not PDF, rehearsal track. That's what you want. Listen to the attached rehearsal track, and you can check out how we're actually going to play it in the service. Okay, then we'll have baptisms. There's one at 9:45, one at 11 o'clock, straight into welcome and greeting. Then we'll play back-to-back Christ, our hope in life and death, There is one gospel, and Trust in God. We'll have our bumper for the book message series, and then part 2 of the book here. We're going to do a card invitation, which means we'll play out a full song here at the end, The Goodness of Jesus, with the full band, benediction, and then we'll be finished. Okay, whew. That was a sprint to the finish line, but that is everything. As you can see, there is a lot coming our way in the next 2 weeks. I am so excited about it. Just buckle up and be ready to go. I think this is going to be a really impactful and special event for our church community and for our greater community. You guys have a fantastic week. I'll see some of you tomorrow night for vocal rehearsal. I'll see everybody else Sunday morning. Take care, everybody.